Harmon Park as we are getting set for game number 2. As John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. Before we get going with game number 2 and get to the lineups, I think we're getting closer to that first pitch. But Greg, here and going in game number 2, Brady Getz will get the ball to throw for the Govs. What do the Govs need from him to get off to the right start?
Well, I think what the Govs need out of Brady Getz is just a couple of really good, efficient innings, and just kind of try to establish the momentum and get Roosevelt back on their heels a little bit. I mean, they're coming off of a late inning win where they were able to come out of a tie game, 2-2 going into the bottom of the 6th, where they were able to plate 3 runs, mostly on behalf of with help from the Governors. I mean, a number of walks and just and a couple of pass balls, just some miscues and some miscues in execution on behalf of the Governors. And so, irregardless of that, they've got the momentum right now, and so I think what Brady Getz needs to do is just come out and establish himself the same way he did when he pitched over in Huron on Tuesday night.
And the last time that he did throw was that last Tuesday against Huron. He had 3 perfect innings to open up the game before anybody got on base against Getz. So he's going to be looking for the same here today. Obviously, love to throw a perfect game, but looking to be as good as what he was last Tuesday against the Huron Tigers. And as Greg said too, you hope to get that from your starting pitcher every time out, but for Pierre it becomes even more important just for the simple fact that, again, you want to have yourself a split in this doubleheader, and you need that second game win to get that split. And it's starting pitching is going to be all important here in this second game.
Yeah, and so we'll see how the Governors respond. They have responded well in the 2 instances where they've had to come back after losses. They don't have a 2-game losing streak yet this year. Only 3 losses on the year. We'll see if the announcer's jinx comes into play after I make that statement. But hopefully it won't. But the Governors have shown themselves to be fairly resilient this year, and so we'll see if they can come back and put a W on the board and come out of this Friday night doubleheader with Sioux Falls Roosevelt with a split.
The Governors and Roosevelt getting ready for game number 2. We will step aside for 90 seconds. We come back, have first pitch for you next. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of heat-a-later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of heat-a-later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-a-later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684. As we are back at Harmon Park, Ben Ersfeld is on the mound for the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders as we are getting set for game number 2. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. As the Governor lineup will go as follows. Lincoln Keenels will lead things off. He's playing short. McGuire Rasky will bat second, playing center field. Andy Gordon, the third baseman, batting third. Jane Wiebe in the cleanup spot at second base. Bennett Dean, the first baseman, batting fifth. Jake Mayer is in left field, batting sixth. Brady Getz, the pitcher, batting seventh. Elliott Life will play right field and bat eighth. And Deegan Huska is the man behind the plate as he is in the batting order, batting ninth for the Pierre Governors. And they go against Ben Ersfeld, who was part of that lineup in game number 1. That went 1 for 3 in the ball game, but now he is on the mound. He is being DH for, but we are ready for the second game. First pitch is taken for strike one at 7:18 here on this Friday evening from Sioux Falls, as the 0-1 pitch from Roosevelt is taken on the inside edge, and Keenels is quickly down 0-2 in the count. Keenels went 0 for 3 in game number 1. Excuse me, 0 for 4 in game number 1. He reached on an error to open up the top of the first and then struck out the next 3 at-bats. So he's trying to avoid a 4th straight strikeout in the game 1 and game 2, but he will swing and miss. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to Keenels. 3 pitches and a strikeout to open up the top of the first, and that'll bring up McGuire Rasky.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have one of those days. You just things just aren't going your way, and you just can't touch a ball. And I think that's, at least through those last 4 at bats, that's just exactly where Lincoln Keenholz is right now.
Rasky will foul the first pitch back to the screen, and it's 0-1. 4 straight strikes to open up the ball game here for Ersfeld, who was the third baseman in game number 1. The 0-1 pitch. That one will miss, and it's now 1-1. We'll go through the defensive positioning here shortly for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Rasky in game number 1, he had 2 hits, 2 of the 5 hits for the Pierre Governors. 1-1 pitch. That one is at the letters and is now 1-2. And again, what Roosevelt has done well in game 1 and what Ersfeld has done the first 2 hitters is get ahead of these hitters. 1-2 pitch is fouled back, and it remains at 1-2.
And they've thrown strikes. Charlie Jensen did a really nice job in game number 1, just 89 pitches for that 7-inning complete game, and you don't do that without throwing strikes and getting batters out.
A swing and a miss by McGuire Rasky, and it's back-to-back strikeouts to open up the ball game here for Ersfeld. And they're too quickly down with Andy Gordon to come to the plate. Marcus Phillips is out in left, Billy Chatwell in center, Mason Riley in right, Willis is at third, Zeman at short, Semediger is at second, Aids is at first. Legg is behind the plates, and Ersfeld delivers strike 1 to Andy Gordon with 2 down and nobody on. 0-1 pitch misses low and is now 1-1. And Ersfeld he's got a lot of heat. There's a little of a herky-jerky motion. I wouldn't even say it's really herky-jerky. It's just quick, and he throws it hard too. And the 1-1 pitch, they swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and just a real quick delivery.
1-2 pitch is a ground and foul. Talk about a quick delivery, that's all you could say by the time he delivered it again.
Not much time for the color guy to impart any thoughts.
Here's the 1-2 pitch again to Gordon. Upstairs, and it's now 2-2. That's a big at-bat here for Gordon just to make Ersfeld throw a few pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch again. That one is fouled. Gordon might have got a piece of it right before it went in the mitt of Legg. He stays alive at 2-2. He was completely fooled in that pitch and well behind it, but he did just enough to get a piece of it. And it remains at 2-2. And the next 2-2 pitch misses low and outside, and it's a full count here to Gordon. Good battle here with 2 outs and nobody on the top of the first between Andy Gordon and Ben Ersfeld. 3-2 pitch. Gordon will pop it out towards right field. Coming in the right fielder, and a catch is made by Riley, and that retires the side. 1-2-3 inning for Ersfeld in the top of the first. Roosevelt coming to the plate with no score. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727. Bottom of the first, Brady Getz is on the mound for the Pierre Governors as he will go against the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Their lineup looks like this. Billy Chatwell will lead things off, playing center field. As Michael Zeman, the shortstop, batting second. Dylan Aves, the first baseman, batting third. Marcus Phillips is in left field in the cleanup spot. Gabe Stahl, the DH, batting 5th. Mason Riley, the right fielder, batting 6th. Jamie Legg, the catcher, batting 7th. Mitch Willis, the third baseman, batting 8th. And Dave Mediger is the second baseman, batting 9th for Roosevelt. The Governors, again, lost in game number 1, 5-2. They took a 2-1 lead, had tied it up at 2-2 in the 5th inning. And then the bottom of the 6th is where Roosevelt scored 3 runs on just 1 hit in that bottom of the 6th. But now Brady Getz on the mound here. His last outing against Huron was a good one as Getz comes in, having thrown, trying to find his stats here, 9 1/3 innings pitched, a 2-0 record, 7 hits, 1 run, and it's been an earned run, 3 walks, 16 strikeouts, and a .75 ERA, 1.071 whip. The first pitch will miss low for ball 1 to leadoff hitter in Billy Chatwell. Chatwell in game number 1 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders went 0 for 2, 2 walks, came around to score both times he was walked. 1-0 pitch at the knees, and it's now 1-1. Although the reaction from Chatwell may have disagreed on that one, a little slow backing out of that plate. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Here's a 1-1 pitch. That one is over, and it's now 1-2 here to Chatwell.
And that was that curveball that Getz used very effectively in Huron. Very efficient a week ago Tuesday in his last outing, just 55 pitches in 5 shutout innings.
1-2 pitch is ground to the third baseman Gordon from the infield grass. The throw to first, and the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the first inning, and that'll bring up Michael Zeman, the shortstop. Zeman in game 1 in the number 9 spot went 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. But he had that sacrifice bunt in the bottom of the 6th. That's then the Rough Riders are able to score 3 runs to take that 5-2 lead. First pitch to Zeman. There's a curveball that is taken and it bounces in for ball 1. It's a good take there by Zeman. That looked like it was going to be around the right around the letters, and it broke all the way down, dropped it in front of the plate. The 1-0 pitch from Getz to Zeman. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-0.
And that's what Brady Getz has done so far this year. Is he's been very effective when he changes speeds. He'll show that curveball, and then he'll come back with a nice fastball and really keep the hitters off balance.
A line shot that's caught by Jaden Wiebe at second, and there's now 2 down, and that'll bring up Dylan Aids. For the Governors defensively, Jake Mayer out in left field. Center field is McGuire Rasky, Elliott Life in right. Andy Gordon at third, Keenol's at short, Wiebe at second, Dean at first, Huska behind the plate as Getz delivers the first pitch to the first baseman, Dylan Aids. And that one will miss low for ball 1. Aids in game number 1. He was 0 for 3, reached on an error, and also walked. Here's a 1-0 pitch. That one is popped foul off the top of the netting, and is now 1-1. And Greg, especially if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see that net doesn't go all the way up to the top of the grandstand. So if we get
I know what you're thinking.
So there's still that chance. So you're saying there's a chance as the 1-1 is upstairs and it's now 2-1. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that line of that netting where it ends. And there's about maybe 5 feet or so. Well, I say 5 feet. From the top of the screen, there's still a little bit more space up there where the awning doesn't start. So, again, it's got to be a little bit more perfect to make it happen, but
and you've got an open window in front of you.
And I got an open window right in front of me. And I got to protect the iPad, too. So I have to make sure I actually make a play on it. 2-2 pitch. Inside, just misses. And the count is now 3-2.
Yeah, that was kind of a, you don't want to call it an eephus pitch, but Getz really took something off that pitch trying to fool Aids at 2-2 and 2 out.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. That one's popped up on the left side. Huska will give a look. Small chase, and it lands foul out of play. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Getz trying to answer the 1-2-3 inning from Roosevelt. Phillips is on deck, the left fielder who had an RBI double in the bottom of the first in game number 1. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. That one's popped up foul on the right side. Dean giving chase, so is Huska, and it lands out of play. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
We'll give you Roosevelt unofficial stats on the season. This is just his third appearance on the year, third start of the year. He's 2-0, has gone 5 innings in each of his first 2 starts, a win versus Mays South, the only win that Roosevelt had during their Kansas road trip back in March, and then he was the winner in an 11-1 victory over Mitchell on April 20th. Has given up 9 hits in those 10 innings, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, 14 strikeouts, a 2.10 ERA, and a 1.30 WHIP on the year. So not a lot of appearances, but been very effective when Roosevelt has been on the mound.
A 3-2 pitch was missed by Brady Getz, so that is a 2-out walk, and Marcus Phillips now will be coming to the plate with aides on at first base. Here's the first pitch to Phillips. Misses low outside for ball 1.
And the thing about Brady Getz, and based on our vantage point up here, you really get a good look at him, and you can see it on the YouTube video, is that every pitch he throws moves, and it tends to move away from the right-handed hitters, whether it's that big breaking curveball or even the fastball's got a tail to it.
As that one catches the outside edge and is now 1-1. And you love the guys that can throw throw it with movement. If you get that movement, that makes you even more difficult to hit. As the 1-1 pitch from Getz comes in, the runner is off of the pitch. That one misses low and inside. Huska had to backhand the catch, and an easy steal for Dylan Aids. So now it's a runner on second here with 2 outs. As a foul ball comes and hits the top of the grandstand, actually comes all the way into foul territory behind home plate. So we'll get that baseball removed.
Coming over from the Lincoln O'Gorman game going on in field number 2, just to the south of the main field here at Harmondon Park.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Misses low, and it's now 3-1 here to Phillips.
And what the Governors need is just a and this won't be a 1-2-3 inning, but you just need Brady Getz to go out and be efficient tonight, and he certainly has that potential.
3-1 pitch. That one's over, and it's now 3-2. Phillips in game number 1, he went 1 for 3 with that RBI double in the bottom of the first. He walked and then flew out to the center fielder Rasky and also struck out in his last 2 at bats. So the count is full with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 3-2 pitch. There's a ground ball, right side. Wiebe got a piece of it because it goes into right field. It's going to be an RBI single with 2 outs at the bottom of the first, and Roosevelt is back on top in the first inning again here in game number 2. And that was impressive for Wiebe just to get a piece of it, but it allowed it to skip into right field in an RBI single for Phillips.
Yeah, and good piece of hitting by Marcus Phillips. Big, strong kid. I mean, a kid who you kind of expect to try to pull the ball a lot, but both with that hit with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning of game number 2, very similar to the way he hit the ball in the first inning in game number 1, and drove in a run both times.
Diving back in safely on a pickoff attempt is Phillips. So again, Roosevelt has jumped out to a 1-0 lead just like they did in game number 1 in the bottom of the first, thanks to an RBI by Phillips. And with 2 outs, it is Gabe Stahl the plate. First pitch to him is over for strike 1. Sun peeking out as we get closer to we just past 7:30. Shadow's not really much of a factor, and probably wouldn't say it won't be at all, but I don't think it would be too much of a factor in this first part of this game 2, as that one will skip away and get to the backstop, and Phillips will move up 90 feet. And the count is now 1-1 to Stahl, and another runner in scoring position here for Roosevelt.
Yeah, and just a pitch that I think Brady Getz would like to have back. Just kind of lost his mechanics just a little bit there, and the result was a ball that went all the way to the backstop.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one misses low, and it's now 2-1. Stahl in game number 1 was 0 for 3. Reached on an error and also drew a walk. 2-1 pitch. That one is taken for strike 2. I think Stahl kind of wanted to pull the trigger, could not, and then took it for strike 2. So now the count is even once again. Maybe holding on. Phillips at second. Trying to keep him close. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses upstairs, nearly gets to the helmet of Stahl. And the count is now 3-2.
Getz tried to run that curveball in at 2-2 just to see if Stahl would bite.
3-2 pitch. Grounded foul down the third base line. We'll do it again. On deck is Mason Riley.
Stahl probably looking fastball at 3-2, and that's what he got, and just got a little bit out in front of it and squared it up, but just a little bit out in front and pulled it foul right down the left field line.
Here's the 3-2 pitch from Getz to Stahl again. Upstairs, another walk issued by Getz in the inning. And it'll bring up Mason Riley. So after retiring the first 2 men that he faces, the next 3 have reached base. As now Riley has 2 men on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning.
And again, walks coming back to kind of bedevil the Governors here in the bottom of the first inning.
First pitch from Getz into Riley. One misses just low for ball 1. Jamie Legg, he's the next man to hit. Be the 7th man to come to the plate if they're able to reach over to him. Getz looking to bear down, get this last out here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 pitch. Check swing, but believe he went around. Not sure if it was a called strike or on the swing, but either way, it's 1-1.
And a lot of times, this first inning is just sometimes the most important inning, just to get those pitchers the ability to just kind of get comfortable, get into that rhythm, and so sometimes if you can get to a starting pitcher, the first inning a lot of times is the best time to do it, and that, Roosevelt has struck for runs in both the first inning in both game 1 and now in game 2.
2-1 pitch. There's a ground ball. Left side. Eats up Keenholz into left field. Another run will come in to score. Rounding second and into third. Taking second base on the throw to the shortstop. Keenholz is going to be Riley. As now second and third on the air charge to Keenholz. And it's a 2-0 lead here for Roosevelt.
And that's an unfortunate error. Just a ball that kind of should have been a routine ground ball, and Keenholz tried to take it off on his glove side, and he was just able to unfortunately skipped over his glove and went out into left field for an error.
So Dirk Campbell will make his way out here to talk with the entire Governor infield, and probably not a happy first inning for this Governor team and for the Governor coaching staff, because again, you had the first 2 guys out. Nobody on base, and then the next now 4 guys have reached base. So not what they were hoping for in this first. Now down 2-0, and again you got to bear down and get this guy out here. Jamie Leggs, you got to get him out because a base hit would make it a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt.
And I think what Coach Campbell is talking about out there is the Gov's got to ramp up the intensity. I mean, that was again a routine ground ball that Keenholz probably should have made a play on, but I think he's probably more upset about the fact that that after the ball went out into left field, when Jake Mayer had brought it back in, threw it back in, the runner was actually able to go from first to second. He was actually hung up halfway between first and second, and if there would have been some communication in the infield, you probably could have gotten the base runner in some kind of a pickle between first and second, but he was able to walk into second.
0-1 pitch will come in and hit Legg, and the bases are now loaded here with 2 outs. So the 5th straight man to reach base with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning, and the bases are now loaded as Mitch Willis will come to the plate.
Sometimes that third out of the inning is the toughest one to get.
As we will have the courtesy runner of Cam Jones here now for Roosevelt. Mitch Willis to the plate. First pitch to him is fouled back to the netting, and it's 0-1. You're exactly right. Again, it's a third out is a tough one to get, but the Govs have now action in the bullpen here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-1 pitch is chopped foul, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, and the Govs have Christian Busch down in the right field bullpen, starting to get warm, and again, some of this is Brady Goetz's doing. That curveball that hit the last batter, just was one that got away from him, a couple of walks, but defensive miscue behind him, and so not totally his fault, but again, the Governors just need to be a little sharper. Luckily, they've got 6 more innings to try to pull it together, but they've dug themselves a little bit of a hole here, down 2-0, and the bases loaded here in the bottom of the first.
1-2 pitch and a half swing. Oh, he did actually swing and miss on it, and it got away from Huska. So the Govs don't get that break. If it was a foul ball, it would have been the bases still loaded, but it was a swing and miss that able to get to first base as Willis, and another run scores. So that one stings the Governors as well because they had the third out when the pitch came in the dirt and skipped away from Huska. So the bases remain loaded, and here's Mediger. First pitch is taken for a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1. Well, it's not the start at all that the Governors were hoping for, especially after you had the first 2 guys retired, and now it's the 9th man to come to the plate. And the count is quickly 0-2 here to Mediger, and the Govs have got to find a way to get out of this inning here. Limit the damage to 3. But this is a inning that kind of got away from the Govs here. The 0-2 pitch from Goetz to Mediger. Just a bit upstairs, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, and the downside is obviously the fact that you get the first 2 guys out, and Goetz looks like he's cruising, and now he's about ready to throw his 40th pitch of the inning. I mean, and so you just put a lot of extra pitches on your starter's arm by not making the plays behind him.
The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt, and the count is now 2-2. All with 1 hit in the inning, 1 error as well. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses low, and from 0-2 is now 3-2.
Yeah, and the base hit was almost kind of a seeing eye single. I mean, it was a really good effort by Jaden Wiebe at second base to almost come up with the ball and potentially get that third out. The Govs just haven't been able to get it yet.
3-2 pitch. That one's fouled down the first base line, and it remains at 3-2. Everybody gets the head start here with Goetz with a full count, and Goetz going from the windup, so they'll get that head start. As the man on deck is Billy Chatwell. He'd be back to the leadoff man if they're able to reach to him. So here's the 3-2 pitch again. Nobody's actually taken off. There's a swing and a miss, and there is strike 3. And that will finally put an end to the inning. 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. We have played 1 full inning, and Roosevelt has a 3-0 lead on Pierre. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AirTech Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AirTech Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AirTech Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
As we welcome you back, top of the second inning goes down 3-0 to Roosevelt.
And score updates from The other games going on in Class A tonight in South Dakota, we have a final in Harrisburg. The Tigers have beaten Yankton 5-2. Just next to us over on field number 2 at Harmondon, Lincoln continues to lead O'Gorman 10-3. That game now in the bottom of the 5th. And game number 2 has started out in Harrisburg as Harrisburg has jumped out to a 3-0 lead over the Bucks. That in the top of the 2nd.
Jaden Wiebe leads things off. First pitch to him. He's first pitch swinging and fouls it out of play. Jaden Wiebe in game number 1 for Pierre went 1 for 1. He had an RBI sac fly in the top of the 1st. That gave the Govs a 1-0 lead. He walked and then singled as it's now 0-2 to Wiebe as he swung and missed at that 0-1 pitch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And a 3-pitch strikeout as Wiebe goes down looking. And the first man is retired here in the top of the 2nd.
Yeah, and for the Govs right now, they may want to just kind of try to slow Roosevelt down a little bit. I mean, he's the kind of pitcher who, like we said, likes to get the ball and get it back from his catcher, and he's ready to go just as soon as he gets his sign. And so if you can get him out of his rhythm and just slow him down a little bit, that might be the best thing right now for the Governors. Just kind of take a deep breath, just back out of the box and and kind of take your time.
0-1 pitch to Dean. He'll ground that one foul on the first base side. And it's already 0-2 now to Dean. So 5 pitches so far in the inning and 2 strikes with 1 out here for Ersfeld. And now here's the 0-2 pitch from Ersfeld to Dean. Misses inside, and it's now 1-2. Dean in game 1, he went 1 for 2. And a base hit in the top of the 4th, also grounded out and a sac bunt. A 1-2 pitch upstairs, and it's now 2-2 here to Dean. We saw him throw in game number 1. He's eligible to pitch again tomorrow. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's the 4th strikeout of the ball game already here for Ersfeld, and there's 2 down. And that'll bring up the number 6 hitter, Jake Mayer. So the Govs here with 2 down in the top of the 2nd. Again, looking for their first base runner. And at one point, you got also looking to maybe cut into this lead. That Roosevelt's got a 3-0 advantage. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2.
And right now, Ersfeld just looks like he's overpowering the Governor hitters with that. He's mainly relying on the fastball, and right now he's just able to blow it right by the green and gray.
0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and a 3-strikeout inning in a row for Ersfeld. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Ersfeld. 3-0 lead for Roosevelt after an inning and a half. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Bottom of the 2nd inning. Top of the order is due up here for Roosevelt. Billy Chatwell, Michael Zeman, and Dylan Aids to be the first 3 hitters after scoring 3 runs and leaving the bases loaded in that first inning. Roosevelt's trying to increase that lead. Governor's looking to keep it right where it's at. Brady Getz trying to settle into this ball game. Had the first 2 guys out in the bottom of the 1st, and then the next 6 guys got on base before the inning was finally ended. But the Govs now find themselves down 3-0, and they've got to go through the top of the order again here against Roosevelt.
Yeah, and I think right now it's just important for Brady Getz and the Governors to get a 1-2-3 inning. I don't know if they've had a 1-2-3 inning yet tonight, and so if they can start, just dialing into a rhythm and just allowing themselves a little air to breathe, just a little space to breathe, and try to just, you don't have to get all 3 runs at once. Just kind of chip away and start turning that momentum just a little bit, piece by piece, just one pitch at a time.
0-1 pitch is a curveball that's taken for strike 2, and it's now 0-2. Yeah, the Govs did not get a 1-2-3 inning at all in that first game. 9 guys were stranded over 6 innings of hitting for Roosevelt in that first game. But here in game number 2, Getz looking to get Chatwell out to open up the bottom of the second. 0-2 pitch. That one's looped into center field. That will fall in for a base hit. A little bleeder to Billy Chatwell to open up the bottom of the second. And again, you think about it and you say it too, when things are going well, those things happen for you. And that's what it's and Roosevelt, you don't give credit to them. It's not happened by luck. They're making their own fortune here. But when things go well, though, you find ways to get on base like that with that little bloop single.
Yeah, and a single at 0-2. I mean, Getz had Chatwell in the hole, and Chatwell found a way to fight his way out of it.
So now here is Michael Zeman, who lined out of the second baseman. First pitch, Chatwell is stealing the throw to second, and a stolen base for Billy Chatwell. It's almost a guarantee that he's going to be rolling. And I believe that was a first pitch ball that was thrown to Zeman. Didn't see the umpire give the strike, but it looked like it was almost right down the middle. Here's the next pitch. We'll see now if he holds up the count or if it actually is 1-1.
He's looked at the scoreboard a couple of times there. Yeah, now he goes 0-2.
0-2. So didn't see the strike being called, but he did call the first pitch a strike. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Zeman. And it's a curveball that nearly doesn't break back in, but it broke enough to avoid hitting Zeman. And it looked like it was going to go behind him. Then all of a sudden Zeman had to get out of the way and scoot back to make sure it didn't hit him. Had a lot of break to it. Just didn't hit the strike zone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one will miss low, and it's now 2-2.
Yeah, and you'd think, and again, just an indication of how funny this game of baseball is. Brady Getz, really had a feel for his curveball on a night over in Huron when it was about 35 degrees, and tonight it's 71 degrees at first pitch here in game number 2, and just seems to be struggling a little bit with that control.
That one will get away from Huska, and then over to third base is Chatwell. So leadoff man is now on at third base, and 90 feet away from extending this 3-0 lead to make it a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt. And the count is now full at 3-2. It was 0-2 to Zeman, and then now a 3-2 pitch upstairs, and it's a walk issued from Brady Getz, and the runners are at the corners with nobody out. And that'll bring up Dylan Aids, the first baseman. He walked and came around to score in that bottom of the first inning. And that's going to do it for Brady Getz. So he does not record out in the bottom of the second. And Christian Bush will come on to pitch now here for the Pierre Governors. We will step aside for a minute, come back, and tell you the change, although we've already told you that change. Christian Bush is on the mound. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard. A combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre. Or give them a call, 224-5546.
Christian Bush is on the mound here for the Pierre Governors as he looks to try and keep this a 3-0 deficit. First and third with nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Deal with Zeman at first and Chatwell on at third. And last time we saw Christian Bush, again, didn't have the outing that he was hoping for, but for Christian Bush and for every pitcher, you get another chance. And now Bush has got a chance to forget about that last outing that he had and have a solid outing here and try and keep this a 3-run deficit here for the Govs.
For Christian Bush, this is his 4th appearance on the year. He's thrown 4 1/3 innings so far. No wins, no losses, no saves. Has allowed 6 hits, 8 runs, but only one of those runs has been earned. And so the defense has struggled when Christian Bush has been on the mound, and you certainly hope that's an MO that doesn't continue to happen here tonight. But continuing on the line for Bush, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, with that only 1 earned run, even though he's allowed 8 total, just a 1.62 ERA and a 2.31 walk and hits per inning pitched.
First pitch to the number 3 hitter Aids is a ground ball to third baseman, only plays to first, but is the play made by Gordon. And so the first man is retired here in the bottom of the second, moving up the runner 90 feet, but is now 1 down. And look, maybe we'll see the infield come all the way in here for the Governors with Gabe Stahl to the plate. Marcus Phillips to the plate. So he walked, he actually got a base hit and RBI single in his first at bat. So he's got 2 guys in scoring position here with 1 down. And the infield is drawn in all the way around for the cleanup hitter. Here is the first pitch from Bush. Over for strike 1. Took a little something off of that one. And it's a first pitch strike to Marcus Phillips.
Phillips shown himself to be a clutch hitter so far. A pair of two out RBIs so far tonight for the Rough Riders.
0-1 pitch. That one is fouled at the plate, and it's now 0-2.
Actually, it's turned into a really nice night here in Sioux Falls. The clouds have gone away. The sun has come out. Temperatures, at least here in the press box, we got the windows open, but the temperature is really actually pretty nice right now.
I was saying, feels really good in here, at least. Here's the 0-2 pitch upcoming from Bush to Phillips. At the outside corner and taken for strike 3 and a big second out strikeout there from Bush. And there's now 2 down, and that'll bring up Mason Riley. Gabe Stahl. I don't know how I'm getting ahead of myself here, but Gabe Stahl's the play, the DH. Mason Riley's on deck. I've been one ahead of myself each time. But Gabe Stahl will come to the plate. The walked in the first inning and came around to score. Here's the first pitch to Gabe Stahl. Upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, and I think going back to that last pitch to Phillips, I don't think Phillips was expecting a changeup on the outside corner. I think he was looking for fastball out of the zone, and Bush just snuck one past him for strike 3.
1-0 pitch is upstairs and is now 2-0.
And this is a big batter. Sometimes a relief pitcher can come in and get those first 2 guys, but just, again, getting that third out can be a real challenge. And so this is a big at-bat for Christian Bush.
2-0 pitch is popped up behind home plate. Huska giving chase. Will he run out of room? And he does run out of room. Just gets out of play. Fell in between the netting and the awning here. And it's now 2-1.
Yeah, we talked about how if you take a look at the YouTube feed, you can see that the net right behind home plate kind of dips a little bit, so the poles where the net is attached to aren't actually even attached to the canopy here at field number 1 in Harmon Park. So there is some space where that ball can fall in between the netting and the front of the grandstand.
The 2-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, and is now 2-2. And here comes a big 2-2 pitch from Christian Bush to Gabe Stahl. That one will bounce in, and a good block there from Huska. And the count is full now, 3-2. Here to the DH, Gabe Stahl. On deck is Mason Riley. Runners at second and third. Zeman's on at second. Chatwell leads away from third. The 3-2 pitch. Skied out towards shallow center field. Long run for McGuire Rasky, but he will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the second inning. So after the first two guys reach base, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. After 2 complete, Pierre and Roosevelt, a 3-0 lead for the Rough Riders. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wegner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wegner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WegnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wegner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WegnerAuto.com or stop by Wegner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
It is going to be 7, 8, and 9 for the Pierre Governors as they trail 3-0 going in the top of the third. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. As it will be Christian Busch to lead things off. He is in the batting order at the number 7 spot for Brady Getz, who went an inning, just a 1 inning. But Busch was able to get the 3 guys out in the top of the bottom of the second. He leads off here in the top of the third, and he'll take a first pitch strike from Ben Ersfeld.
For Christian Busch, just his second plate appearance of the year, walked and scored in his other plate appearance out in Rapid City the first weekend of the season.
He cut on and missed the 0-1 pitch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Right down the middle, taken for strike 3. And another strikeout. That is now 6 in the game for Ersfeld. And leadoff man is retired to bring up Elliott Life. Life, the right fielder here in game 2. First pitch to him is a cut on and fouled away. Life did not play in game 1. He's back in. I believe he had a plate appearance in the Brookings doubleheader. 0-1 pitch. That one missed low, and it's now 1-1.
You know, and Elliott Life is a young man that you just want to see get going for the senior outfielder. And again, nice decision there to step out. And again, going back to what we talked about a little earlier, just trying to slow Ersfeld down a little bit. But Life coming in 1 for 13 on the year, just 0.77.
And that one will get into center field for a base hit. The first hit of the game for the Pierre Governors. Just past the diving Zeman out and shortstop going into shallow center. And there's the first base runner for the Governors. 7 straight retired to open up the game for Ersfeld. But the Govs have their first base runner, a single for Life. There's his second hit. Add that, get that batting average up a little bit. And they'll bring up Deegan Huska. We'll get his first at-bat. And it's the first time that we've seen Huska come to the plate in quite a while. First pitch from Ersfeld to Huska. Off the glove, but it is in the strike zone. And it's 0-1.
For Huska, this will just be his 4th plate appearance of the year. Although he does have 3 RBIs based upon a couple of walks and I think a fielder's choice or an error. I'm not sure how the other one scored. So good things happen when Deegan Huska's at the plate, even though he doesn't have a hit to show for it this year.
Count is now 0-2 here to Huska. Lincoln Keenels is on deck. Ersfeld, the 0-2 pitch from the stretch to Huska. That one's chopped back up the middle. Fielded by Zeman. The only plays to first base, so there's now 2 down. But Elliott Life is in scoring position for Lincoln Keenels to the plate, who's looking to get his first hits of the doubleheader. And it would be a big hit because it could pull the Governors within 2 if he can find some outfield grass at any point in this at-bat.
do a quick update from the NFL draft with the 12th pick in the second round. Dallas Cowboys, John, pick Kelvin Joseph, cornerback out of Kentucky.
As that one's chopped to the left side, it'll be fielded by the third baseman. Long throw to across the first, and they will retire Keenholz to end the inning here in the top of the third. No runs, one hit, no errors, one man left on base. After 2.5, a 3-0 lead for Roosevelt over Pierre. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
BankWest Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent with BankWest Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
As we welcome you back, bottom of the third inning, it is a 3-0 lead for Roosevelt, and it is 6, 7, and 8. Marcus Riley, Jamie Legg, and Mitch Willis to lead things off. He might reach his base. It'll be back to Dave Mediger for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. 3 runs on 2 hits so far here for Roosevelt. Govs have just that 1 hit so far on the board. But for Roosevelt, again, they took advantage of the walks in that first inning, had 3 free passes in that first that allowed 3 runs to score for Roosevelt. And again, you look back at the bottom of the second, leadoff single, then a walk, but Christian Busch able to get the next 3 guys out, and you hope that he settles in. Obviously, he came in and got those 3 outs, but he hope that he settles in and puts a lot of zeros on the board for the Governors, because they've got to have, especially the way that Ersfeld has thrown, you've got to get the zeros on the board and find a way to crack Ersfeld other than just 1 hit through 3 innings.
And we can close the book on Brady Getz tonight. Just the one inning pitch, 1+ inning, as he did get into the second inning. 3 hits allowed, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. 3 wild pitches tonight for Brady Getz, and he hit a batter. 54 pitches in that one plus a couple of batters into the second inning. Just 29 for strikes and 11 batters faced.
As the 0-1 pitch will be upstairs and is now 1-1 to Mason Riley.
Another just kind of a hometown. I don't call it a hometown note.
That one's ripped to left field. That one's going back, and that one will be 1 hop off the wall, and a leadoff double for the Roosevelt Rough Riders as Riley is on to open up the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, a ball that Busch left up in the zone, just a fastball that Riley turned on and 1 hop the fence down in the left field corner. And good play by Jake Mayer to get over there and take the ball off the wall and get it back into the infield quickly. But again, Roosevelt is threatening, gets the leadoff man on.
And a bunt that was off the glove of Christian Busch will get the next guy on base. Jamie Legg is able to leg out the bunts. No pun intended. Actually, I didn't have the pun intended on that one. But it is now first and third. And that one, I don't know, Greg, is that an error on Busch or is that a clean base hit?
I think you can go either way with it. We haven't seen. It's probably going to be called a hit, but it's one of those plays that if Busch comes up with it cleanly, he's probably able to make the play. But it'll probably go down as a hit in the book.
So now Christian Busch has runners at first and third here with nobody out, as Mediger will take ball 1. Or excuse me, Mitch Willis will take ball 1. Boy, I can't tell you. I don't know how many that's the third time now I've gotten one batter ahead of myself. Getting thrown off my game here. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Willis. Upstairs, and it's now 2-0.
Anyway, going back to the NFL draft, Dylan Radins, the offensive tackle from North Dakota State, taken in the second round, I believe it's the 53rd pick overall to the Tennessee Titans.
2-0 pitch. Runner's off with the pitch. The throw will be cut off by the second baseman, Wiebe. And at second base now with a steal is the runner 4-leg, and it's now a 3-0 count, though. Here to Mitch Willis with Mediger on deck.
The Rough Riders have been pretty effective with the running game tonight. Have pretty much been able to steal a base just about any time they want tonight, and have been very effective in terms of picking their situations on when they do want to run.
Count is now 3-1 as that one was over. Taking all the way was Willis. Here's 3-1 pitch. He'll reach for it, pop it up into the outfield. McGuire-Rasky will wait underneath it, make the catch. The runner will tag. The throw will come in. It is cut off by Dean. And there is one down, but an RBI sac fly for Willis. And it's a 4-0 lead for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, ball into medium deep right center field, and Rasky able to come in on the ball, but the runner from third was able to get a good jump and a good decision to not let the ball come all the way through and keep the runner at second base.
First pitch to Mediger is upstairs for ball one. They checked him, and the umpire out in the field said he did not go. And again, we've talked about that multiple times, but it's hard for an umpire to make that call if he actually did swing without it being an obvious one that needed to be help on, because you're behind the mound as that one's fouled away and it's now 1-1. But because you're behind the mound, it just makes it so much tougher to try and see if he actually did swing or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the two-man crew is it's awful tough to especially with a left, if you have a left-hander.
Runner is off to third. The throw is got him at third base. There's now two down, and the bases are now empty as it barely scooted away from Huska. And the runner for leg, he got the jump, but he was thrown out as Gordon put the tag on at third base, and that will empty the bases. The count now 2-1 with two down to Mediger.
I think that's Cam Jones was the courtesy runner for leg who got thrown out at third base. But again, good play by Huska. Didn't rush the throw. Nice strong throw, and then nice job by Andy Gordon out at third base to hang in there as Jones came sliding in head first.
2-2 pitch is outside, and it's now 3-2. Here to the number 9 hitter, Billy Chatwell, is on deck for the Rough Riders. So a run is scored here in the third inning, a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt. And here comes now the 3-2 pitch. That one misses, and it is a 2-out walk to Mediger. The inning continues for now Billy Chatwell.
And we've talked about it in previous broadcasts, but leadoff walks and 2-out walks always seem to come back and bite you for some reason. And so hopefully this one does not hurt the Govs at this point here with 2 down in the bottom of the third.
First pitch misses for ball 1 to Billy Chatwell. You're hoping to get that final out and nobody on base, but now it's a runner on at first with 2 away. As Bush is looking to finish this inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled back, and it's now 1-1. Just barely getting a piece of it was Chatwell. He is 1 for 2 so far. Ground out to the third baseman, Gordon, and also got a base hit in the bottom of the second. Third plate appearance in the first 3 innings of this ball game. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Chatwell. Fouled back, and we will do it again. And it's now 1-2, I should say.
Yeah, and Chatwell, you can tell, is just kind of the prototypical leadoff hitter. I mean, he's got good speed. Typically, when you see a leadoff hitter, a lot of times you'll see him play somewhere in that middle of the field, that center field shortstop position. That's what he does. He's a center fielder.
Ground ball to Keenels on the throw, and not dug out is at first by Dean. And so the inning will continue. On the air charge to Lincoln Keenels. And we'll have some activity maybe in the right field bullpen here for the Governors. That's one I think Keenels will probably want back. And didn't step and throw. That's where you want to just get that field it short, step and throw, get him out, and he kind of ran it in a little off balance on the throw, and ended up being short to Dean as the first pitch was swing and miss to Michael Zeman.
Yeah, a ball that he fielded cleanly, but tried to throw the ball on the run. Really didn't have a need to throw on the run, like you said, John. If he would have just set his feet and made a strong throw across the diamond, would have had plenty of time. And unfortunately, it turns into an error and extends the inning for the Rough Riders.
So that's the second error of the ball game here for the Governors, as the count is 1-1 to Zeman. That one's popped up. And that one on the right side, Dean will call for it, and Bush will make the catch over Dean, and that will end the inning here in the bottom of the third inning. That one was dangerous, and the Governors do escape out of the inning, but allowing just one run to score. One run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base after 3 innings. A 4-0 lead for Roosevelt over Pierre. Back in a minute, you listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Top of the 4th inning, it is a 4-0 lead for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. 2, 3, and 4, McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, Jane Wiebe. As Ersfeld has allowed just 1 base runner, 1 hit through 3 innings. That 1 hit was Elliott Life's single with 1 down. 1 down as the first pitch swinging. Rasky popping up foul on the left side. The shortstop going over to make the catch. Zeman ran a long way. And 1 pitch and 1 out. That's a heck of a play there by the shortstop, who has been all over the field. He's barely missed a couple of plays that I think any average shortstop would be nowhere close to making that play. And there's another example of the speed and the ability to take the right route to make that play.
Yeah, he's shown a really good glove tonight, and so a big credit to Zeman, because he has been a defensive savior for the Rough Riders tonight. And like you said, John, I mean, there's a couple of plays that he didn't make, but not because of the effort, because he got in range to even have a chance at making a play that about 99% of the other shortstops in the state probably wouldn't even have a chance at.
2-0 pitch. Gordon will ground it foul. And the count is now 2-1.
In the field next to us, Lincoln and O'Gorman. Lincoln had jetted out to an 8-0 lead after 1 inning, but O'Gorman has clawed all the way back to make it a 10-9 game. Lincoln still leading in the bottom of the 6th inning, and so that game got interesting as it wore on.
3-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count is now full to Andy Gordon, who flew out to the right fielder in his first at bat. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Ersfeld to Gordon. Outside, and a 1-out walk. That has been few and far between of walks issued to the Governors through a game and a half now. as that is just the second time the Governors have got a free pass against Roosevelt. And that'll bring up Jaden Wiebe with a runner on first and one down.
And at this level, it's a pretty easy formula. If you throw strikes, good things tend to happen, and that's exactly what the Rough Riders are doing tonight. They're throwing strikes and they're being efficient with their pitch counts.
As the 0-1 pitch or 1-0 pitch, I believe 0-1 was a check over at first base. You know, and really when you think about the last couple years, as that one is over for a strike, and I believe it's now 0-2 here to Jaden Wiebe. Nope, it is 1-1. Here is the 1-1 pitch from Roosevelt to Wiebe. That one is fouled. It's now 1-2. But you really think about the last couple of years, I think there's maybe a handful of games, if that, of where you say, boy, that team just hit the ball, and you got to tip your cap to everything that they did. And not saying you can't tip the cap to what Roosevelt did in the last game, as that one's grounded to the shortstop Zeman. The throw on the run is to first, and there is now two down, as Gordon will get to second. And that'll bring up now Bennett Dean with two away. But there's just been a few times where you say, I don't think he didn't walk that many guys, and one was Sioux Falls West, I believe, last summer. They just hit the ball all over the park, and they earned every bit of that win. There's a lot of times where you say, well, if we limit our walks to, if we take 3-4 walks away from them, we're in a different spot. Maybe we don't win the game, but we're in a different spot, and that's kind of where you look at the first game, Roosevelt. Can't say they don't win that game, but you're in a different spot if you take away the walks, especially in that bottom of the sixth inning.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that last ground ball from Wiebe. Just a slow roller right to the left of the pitching mound, and again, really good play by Zeman coming in from the shortstop position. That he had to come a long way into field and then make an off-balance throw, and a really strong throw across the diamond and right on target to Aids at first base, and was able to retire Wiebe by a couple of steps.
0-1 pitch is outside, and it's now 1-1 to Dean. He struck out swinging in his first at-bats. Playing the top of the fourth inning, a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt. Andy Gordon is in scoring position with two away. Dean looking to drive him in. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside edge, and it's now 1-2.
A little bit of a change there. Just kind of had Dean out in front on his front foot.
As Roosevelt will peer in, get the sign, come set, and the 1-2 pitch to Dean. Swing and a miss, and Roosevelt will get out of the inning with another strikeout, and that will retire the side on the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left on base. After 3.5, it is still a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Bottom of the fourth inning, 3, 4, and 5 here for Roosevelt, as it'll be Dylan Aids, Marcus Phillips, and Gabe Stahl. Anybody reaches base, it'll be then to Mason Riley. Roosevelt has a 4-0 advantage. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean here in Sioux Falls. We have two games here today. This is the second of those two games, and we'll have two games tomorrow as they'll face Yankton, the Pierre Governors will, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll be followed by then the next game against O'Gorman to close out the road portion of the season for the Governors. No more road games of the regular season after tomorrow evening. First pitch to Aids is taken for strike one. That's kind of fun to say because we still got the several weeks of baseball left, but we're gonna be at home the rest of the way until the postseason. As that one's popped up on the infield, and Christian Bush will call for it. He'll make the catch. The last two hitters, dating back to the bottom of the third inning, have popped out to Christian Bush. And there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring up Marcus Phillips.
Yeah, as after tomorrow, like you said, John, the Govs won't leave the confines of Hyde Stadium until at least regional tournament time on the 22nd of May. They got 5 consecutive home doubleheaders.
First pitch is outside for ball one to Marcus Phillips. Back at home on Wednesday, May 5th, the Cinco de Mayo, of a doubleheader against Rapid City Central, and then a doubleheader on Saturday and Sunday of next weekend, as it's now a 2-0 count to Marcus Phillips. Mother's Day next Sunday, so a chance for the moms to be on the field with the Govs before game time. The 2-0 pitch, or up to game time, as it's now 3-0. Didn't get to have that last year because of COVID, knocking out the whole season. But one of the, of course, I've only seen it one time, but one of the coolest things I think that Pierre baseball in total does is being able to recognize the moms like that and play on Mother's Day. As that one is missed for ball four, a 4-pitch walk to Phillips.
Yeah, and they actually did do an event last year on Mother's Day, even though the season was shut down and suspended at the time. You know, we were still hoping at that point that maybe there was a way to salvage the playoffs, which turned out to not be the case. But still, just a nice event with the players who were able to honor their mothers on the field. Gave them some flowers, have their picture taken with their moms, and just turned into being a nice event at a time when, you know, the whole world had been turned upside down.
And the first pitch missed to Gabe Staub, so 5 straight misses here from Bush. There's a ground ball to Gordon. He'll throw to second to Wiebe for 1. He bobbled it. They're going to say he was out on the transfer, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Good call there by the field umpire. Wiebe had made that catch and was looking to first base when the ball fell out of his glove. It was on the transfer, so there's now 2 away on the fielder's choice to Gabe Stahl.
Might have heard the footsteps of the 6'4", 210-pound Phillips bearing down on him that caused him to break his concentration. I know it would mine if I was in his shoes.
First pitch to Mason Riley is fouled straight back to the netting, and it's 0-1.
You know, Christian Bush has come in and just kind of settled the Govs down here, at least defensively. He's come in and just has done a nice job of kind of righting the ship, and the Govs are, you know, now they just need to get the bats working. But if he's just one batter away from getting out of this inning, and this is as he works into his third inning tonight for the Governors.
The 0-1 pitch is bounced in, and it's now 1-1 to Mason Riley, who is 1 for 2. He reached on an error in the bottom of the first and also doubled in the third inning. And he came around to score that only run. He let off the third with a double. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That misses upstairs, and it's now 2-1.
And Bush is not going to overpower you as a pitcher. You know, he doesn't have that big high heater that you look for. But he's been right around the plate. He's only walked 2 so far.
As that one's skied out towards right field, Elliott Life will come in. He'll make the catch, and that retires his side here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played 4 in game number 2. Governors down to Roosevelt by 4-0. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, landmotor.com.
Ah, this is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Top of the fifth inning. Goes down 4-0. Ben Ersfeld on the mound looking for his fifth shutout inning. He'll face Jake Mayer, Christian Busch, and Elliott Life, as it will be 6, 7, and 8. Deegan Huska would be the man to be at the plate if the Govs are able to get anybody on base. Beautiful Friday nights here in Sioux Falls, and again we have 2 more games here at Harmon Park tomorrow. 3 and 5, 3 o'clock for the first game, and then the second game will follow around 5:30 as they take on Yankton and O'Gorman in that second game. You know, the way this game is trending right now, the Govs, if they don't get a win here, then those 2 games become even more important to win those 2 against Yankton and O'Gorman.
Yeah, we'll take a quick peek at the standings coming into tonight. Yankton sitting in 12th place in the South Dakota Class A high school standings, 2-9 on the year. They look like they may be on the wrong end of a doubleheader sweep from Harrisburg tonight, and then O'Gorman sitting 6th. 5-4 on the year. A little bit of separation between them at number 6 and Brookings at number 5. And after coming all the way back, almost all the way back from an 8-0 deficit early in the game against Lincoln, the Patriots have scored 1 in the bottom of the 6th, and it's now an 11-9 game, just right adjacent to us over on field number 2.
2-1 pitch to Jake Mayer. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2 to the left fielder Mayer. Christian Busch again on deck, followed by Elliott Life. Here in the top of the fifth inning, a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Mayer goes down on strikes. And it's back-to-back strikeouts now for Ersfeld, back to the bottom of the fourth inning. And the leadoff man is retired here in the top of the fifth to bring up Christian Busch, who struck out looking in his first at-bat.
We got a pinch hitter for Christian Busch, which means we'll have a new pitcher. The pinch hitter is Gary Nedved, the junior.
So Gary Nedved will be at the plate. The first pitch to Nedved is upstairs for ball 1. Didn't see any action the bullpen for the Governors before just now. I believe maybe you did.
Yeah, I think it's Jet Zabel was down in the bullpen a little earlier, so at this point I would anticipate that he will get the ball when the Governors come out for the bottom of the fifth inning.
So the count is 1-1 here to Christian Busch, or excuse me, to Gary Nedved as he swings and misses, and the count is now 1-2 here to Nedved. On the season so far, and maybe Greg just went through what his average is. Did you just do that?
No.
Okay,
no,
the 1-2 pitch is fouled away.
You can do that.
He's batting 143 so far as he's scored 4 times. He's 1 for 7 in his 9 plate appearances. He's drawn 2 walks. He has not struck out until just now. Swing and a miss, and a tag applied by the catcher leg. And there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Elliott Life.
9 strikeouts on the night for Ersfeld through 4 2/3, and like I said, he just looks like he's got the Governors overmatched right now, and so the Governors are beginning to run out of outs. They need to start putting some hits and base runners together if they've got a chance to come from behind in this 4-0 deficit here in the top of the fifth.
A swing and a foul by Elliott Life. 0-1 is the count. A couple of shakes from Ersfeld. The 0-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's now 1-1 here to Elliott Life. He is the only man with a base hit. One of 2 guys to reach base so far. 1-1 pitch. He's behind it, but he fouls it back, and it's now 1-2.
And you can tell that Ersfeld feels really confident right now because on the prior pitch, it was a pitch that missed outside, and immediately he looked in at his catcher leg and just tapped his chest and just said that was an off-speed pitch that got away. That's my fault, and we'll just come back and try to put something together at 1-2.
Here's now the 2-2 pitch. That one misses low, and it's now 3-2. Ersfeld was hopping off the mound. Did not get the call that he was hoping for, and the count is now full at 3-2. And here comes the full count pitch. And Elliott Life with a half swing, and he strikes out, and he strike out the side for Ersfeld. The second time he's done that in 5 innings for Roosevelt. A 4-0 lead for Roosevelt after 4.5. We step aside for a minute, come back with the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As we welcome you back to Harmon Park, as the Governors will have Colin Brueggemann on the mound now, as he will try and keep this a 4-0 deficit. He'll be the only change that we'll see. He will be in place of what Gary Nedved was in that batting order. But it will be now Colin Brueggemann in the game to pitch. The third pitcher here of the game for the Govs in game number 2.
And that will close the night for Christian Bush. And for Christian Bush, we talked about the fact that he needed a good outing, just kind of a hard luck pitcher so far this year, but he got that good outing. 3 innings pitched here in game number 2, just 1 hit allowed, 1 run allowed. It was unearned. 2 walks and 1 strikeout for Christian Bush. Threw 44 pitches in that 3 innings, and again, stayed below that 15 pitch per inning mark that we've talked about is kind of the, what you look for pitchers at this level. 24 for strikes and 13 batters faced. So he did his job. He kept the score reasonable. Didn't let it get out of hand after the Governors gave up 3 in the bottom of the first. Just the 1 run allowed over 3 innings, and so going here to the bottom of the 5th, it's now on to Colin Brueggemann to see if he can keep this a 4-0 ball game.
First pitch misses from Brueggemann to Jamie Legg to lead things off. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Comes in and it got the bat and not the helmet. If it did get the helmet at all, we got him after it hit the bat. So it's a foul ball, and the count is now 1-1. So that's a big break there for Brueggemann.
Yeah, a ball that just fastball that rode in on leg, and as he tried to duck, he didn't get his bat down, and the ball actually hit the bat, and so it goes down as a foul ball.
1-1 pitch will bounce in, and it's now 2-1 here to Jamie Legg, who is 1 for 1 so far, a single, and he was hit by a pitch as well, so he's been on base both times he's come to the plate. As he is not, he was the runner for him. Jones was thrown out trying to steal third, but he's been stranded both time, or the other time that he reached base. As the count is now 3-1 here to the leadoff hitter, Mitch Willis, and then Dave Mediger will be the first three hitters. As we have some more action in the bullpen for the Governors, that one's fouled back, and it's 3-2 now here for leadoff hitter Jamie Legg.
Yeah, I think that's Isaac Pollock down in the bullpen for the Governors. So if Brueggemann, see how Brueggemann does tonight, and we've seen Colin Brueggemann throw some pretty solid outings, especially last summer for the Post-State Legion team, and so he has not gotten a lot of work so far this spring. Just his 4th appearance, but only 2 innings work so far. He's given up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned. He's walked 5, struck out 3, 3.50 ERA and a 3.0 WHIP so far. So strikeout to start the bottom of the 5th. That's a good note for Colin Brueggemann.
And the first pitch to Mitch Willis is taken for ball 1 as they got to the backstop. Willis struck out but reached first on a wild pitch, and then he had a sac fly RBI into center field in his second plate appearance. The 1-0 pitch is caught on the inside edge and is now 1-1 here to Willis.
Colin Brueggemann, senior, the Dakota State University football commit.
1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's now 1-2. And looking to end his senior campaign with this Pierre Governor High School team. Obviously still got ways to go to get to the end of the season, but looking to potentially get that first state championship for the Pierre Governor High School baseball program. Here's the 1-2 pitch upstairs, and it's now 2-2. Long way to go for that. You win 2 games on that Saturday, the 22nd, and then you got to win 2 games then the next Saturday on the 29th. To win that state championship. Takes just 4 wins to do, but you don't, Legion, you get a chance at a do-over. You can run through the loser's bracket and come back and win it all, but you don't get that out. You don't get the luxury. You got to go 4-0. You can't mess around and lose 1 game at all, otherwise you're done. As the 3-2 pitch upcoming to Mitch Willis. Swing and a miss. There's a second strikeout in a row for Colin Brueggemann. First 2 guys have gone down swinging against Brueggemann. That'll bring up Dave Mediger, the second baseman, the number 9 hitter in the order.
Yeah, and again, just Brueggemann, even though he's run the count full on both of the hitters, is able to come up with a big pitch on 3-2, and now has retired the first 2 batters via the strikeout.
First pitch is popped up foul, and it will get out of play as Dean gives chase. And it's in first pitch strike for Brueggemann, and he did have a first pitch ball to the second hitter where he ended up striking out Willis, but get ahead of these hitters, and good things happen when you get that first pitch strike. You go up 0-1 or even go up 1-2 in the at bat, because things go south pretty quickly if you're going down 1-0, 2-1, or have a 3-1 count to hitters. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is popped up foul and out of play again. So now the count is 0-2.
Yeah, and again, it goes back to what we said just a little earlier. I mean, just if you come in and throw strikes, good things tend to happen. And that's exactly what Colin Brueggemann is doing right now.
So now here is the 0-2 pitch to Mediger. Just a bit outside, and it's now 1-2.
Some of the Pierre faithful, I think, kind of wanted that call. The ump said it was just off the outside corner. I think some of the Pierre faithful thought it was maybe a little closer to the outside corner.
1-2 pitch. That one is taken for strike 3, and Brueggemann strikes out the side in order. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Governors still have got to find a way to get some runs in. They're trailing 4-0 to Roosevelt. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
To the top of the 6th we go, a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt. And for the Governors, it is 9-1-2. Deegan Huska, Lincoln Keenels, and McGuire Rasky. Might reach his base, it'll go to Andy Gordon. The Govs down by 4. Ersfeld has cruised through those first 5 innings. And for Pierre, any way to get base runners on. You've had just 2 guys reach base so far in this game for Pierre, and not going to be enough and especially when you're down 4-0, 2 guys reaching base, not going to be enough for this Pierre Governor squad. So as Erdfeld gets farther into this game, and they're about to go to the third time through the order, got to find a way to get some hits against him. First pitch is missed low for the number 9 hitter, Deegan Huska.
Yeah, one swing of the bat would tie it up if you need to score 4 runs, but you need 3 base runners before that. So the Governor's just got to start taking some good, solid approaches at the plate, just try to work some count. And again, they've done a better job of slowing Ersfeld down, but he still stayed very, very much in the zone. He looks very comfortable out there right now, and like I said, he's just done a very good job of for the most part, overpowering the Governor hitters tonight.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Huska goes down on strikes. That is 5 straight strikeouts now for Ersfeld, all the way back to the end of the top of the 4th inning. As he struck out the side in order in the 5th, and he started out the 6th with a strikeout. And here's Lincoln Keenels, who is 0 for 2. Only Andy Gordon, he's 0 for 1, and Elliott Life 1 for 2. The only guys not 0 for 2 in the order. First pitch to Keenels, he'll foul it away and out of play, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, and 11 strikeouts in the night already for Ersfeld through 5 1/3. So you can tell that he's feeling very comfortable on the mound right now.
0-1 pitch is fouled away again, and it's now 0-2. A lot of these Governor hitters have been behind on Ersfeld, especially on the fastball. You don't have to always get out in front of it, but you find a way to put the ball into play, and Keenels will swing and miss and go down on strikes. The 5th time he's been struck out here in the 2 games, as there's now 2 down here in the top of the 6th. And then I'll bring up McGuire Rasky, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and he also popped out in foul territory, the shortstop, and Zeman when he had that long run to make that catch. Here's first pitch to McGuire Rasky. Missed low for ball 1. Rasky, again, he's got 2 of the 6 hits in total for the Governors in the 2 games so far. The 1-0 pitch is at the knees and is now 1-1.
Yeah, and I think, we talked about hitting just can be contagious, and right now the Govs are just, in one of those collective slumps that we found themselves in earlier on in the year, especially in that Mitchell doubleheader, back-to-back games in that Mitchell doubleheader in that second game, and then the first game down in Harrisburg following that, and then they were able to come out of that and have actually hit the ball fairly well since then. But now they're back to struggling at the plate. As
Rasky grounds to the pitcher to end the inning to Ersfeld, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Ersfeld, as it's a 4-0 lead for Roosevelt after 5.5. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre. Proud to support high school athletics.
Comtech in Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. Comtech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at Comtech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, Comtech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. Comtech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. Comtech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at ComtechPlus.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning, it is a 4-0 lead for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. They have the top of the order in Billy Chatwell, Michael Zeman, and Dylan Aids. Might reach his base, Marcus Phillips, as they look to extend the 4-0 lead going to the 7th inning. Ersfeld cruising through those 6 innings and most likely be on the mound to try and get a complete game shutout over the Governors, who will have 3, 4, and 5 up. And they're hoping that they, at the worst right now, that they've got to try and score 4 runs in that top of the 7th to try and keep this game moving. But Govs, after the top of the 1st inning where they got the 1 run, they got the 1-0 lead. It's been mostly zeros. Just 1 other run is scored for the Pierre Governors, as the first pitch to Billy Chatwell is above the head of Chatwell, taken for ball 1.
Yeah, and again, if you're the Pierre Governor coaching staff, what you want right now is, again, just a quick inning. Just you want to get the bats back in their hands and try to find some way to generate some offense, which has for the most part been just totally absent tonight.
Count is 2-0 here to Chatwell, who has reached base 2 of the 3 times he's come to the plate. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Comes inside again and is now 3-0. Bergman struck out the side in order in the 5th inning, but now all of a sudden he's a pitch away from walking the first man to open up the bottom of the 6th. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So much different feel to that first hitter in the 6th than what it was in the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Michael Zeman. And Zeman coming in 0 for 2 so far. He lined out to Wiebe, popped out to the pitcher Bush at the time, and he also drew a walk in his 3 plate appearances. From the stretch, here's the first pitch. That one's fouled back to the netting. 0-1 here to Michael Zeman.
Isaac Pollock continues to warm in the bullpen for the Governors. We'll see how long the coaching staff wants to go. If Brueggemann gets in any trouble, again, you want to try to keep this to a 4-run deficit if at all possible.
Runners off of the pitch. It should be taken for a strike, as it is a stolen base for Chatwell, and the count is 0-2. And Chatwell will get another stolen base. That's his 2nd of the game. Guy that almost seems it's almost automatic that he's going to be trying to steal second if he's on at first base. 0-2 just misses. And the count is now 1-2. Here to Michael Zeman, looking for his first hit. Bergman will come set from the stretch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to the left side. It'll be fielded by Keatnells on the run. The throw is there, and it's the first outs here in the bottom of the 6th. But moving up 90 feet is Chatwell. He read that slow roller perfectly to get to third base. And there's now 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning for Dylan Aids to try and extend that lead to 5, and the Governors will bring the infield all the way in. With a runner at third base and less than 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to Dylan Aids. That one's on the inside edge, taken for strike 1. And Govs will have 3, 4, and 5 in the 7th inning. Down 4-0 right now, trying to keep it 4-0. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back to the netting, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head when you talked about the read of Chatwell. Any ball that's hit weakly and in front of the shortstop where he's got to come in, or that's to his glove side, you can go from second to third on that play.
That one's skied out towards left field. Coming in on it will be Jake Mayer. He'll make the catch. The runner will tag, and he will come in to score. And there's a 5-0 lead now here for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. That's a big second run, or another run, and make it a 5-0 lead. Big insurance run on the sac fly by Aids.
Yeah, and again, we'll give credit to the Rough Riders tonight. What they've done well. They've been very fundamental after those 2 errors in the first inning of the first game. They have really settled in. They've thrown strikes. They've fielded the ball well. We've talked about Zeman at shortstop, and they've done well with their 2-out approach when they've had runners in scoring position. And so right now this Roosevelt Rough Rider team just looks like a very, very fundamentally sound team.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to the cleanup hitter and Marcus Phillips. And the count is now 2-0 here to Phillips. He is 1 for 2. RBI single in the first. Struck out looking in the second. Drew a walk in the 4th inning. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one will miss slow, and it's now 3-0. And then you mentioned it too, that they're fundamental. You get the leadoff walk. Chatwell steals second, advances on the productive out on the ground ball to third, and then Aids did his job by hitting it out in the outfield. Finding the outfield, it was a sac fly, 2 productive outs, got that big insurance run to score, because now it takes a handful to tie it up, and the Govs have scored just 2 runs so far in in these 2 games with 1 inning to go as Phillips drew a 4-pitch walk to bring up Gabe Stahl.
And the Govs just have 1 hit here in game number 2. I mean, and that was a ball that just fell over the outstretched glove of Zeman at shortstop off the bat of Elliott Life. And so if that ball is hit about 6 inches, closer to the infield, that's a ball that probably lands in Zeman's glove, and we're potentially talking about Earsfeld working on a no-hitter.
As the first pitch will get away from Huska and to second. So a runner on second now with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. So now all of a sudden things get interesting too, because a base hit would give you half a dozen. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one misses, and it's now 2-0. I believe Isaac Pollock, they were talking about maybe him being the Game 1 starter tomorrow against Yankton, but he's been thrown in the bullpen, so that's we'll see if he does come in or not, depending on how long the leash is here for Colin Brueggemann. 2-0 pitch misses, and it's now 3-0.
And with 2 outs, you'd really like to see Brueggemann finish this inning out and not have to duck into your bullpen to try to finish this game out.
Here's a 3-0 pitch, 4-pitch walk. That's 8 straight misses here from Brueggemann. And that'll bring up Mason Riley, the right fielder. So runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So maybe Pollock just kind of keeping his arm loose a little bit. Again, will probably be the Game 1 starter for the Govs tomorrow against Yankton at 3 o'clock. First pitch misses upstairs for ball 1 to Mason Riley.
And we talked about walks being the bugaboo for the Governors tonight. 6 of them in the first game. That was the 8th walk of game number 2 for the Governor pitching staff. And unfortunately, in the first game, they were just kind of stacked together. These walks are kind of sprinkled more throughout the lineup. Starter Brady Getz allowed 3. Christian Bush allowed 2 through his 3 innings of work, and now Colin Brueggemann has given up 3 in an inning and 2/3.
2-0 pitch also misses, and it's now 3-0. That's 11 straight misses here from Brueggemann. Like I said, Greg, you don't want to go out and have to burn another arm here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs. Potentially, again, unless the Govs come back, this would be just 1 out needing to get. But if Brueggemann can't get the strike across, that one is over, and it's now 3-1. And say at some point you have to go out and get him because he can't find the strike zone anymore. But that's a 3-1 count now. And you hope that Brueggemann can work from there and go after Mason Riley. 3-1 pitch. That one just misses. And the bases are now loaded. 3 straight walks here from Brueggemann. The 4th in the inning issued. And it looks like maybe we might be having a pitching change.
We got a couple of options in the field if you decide to use them, depending upon what the coaching staff decides. You've got Elliott Life out in right field who could potentially come in. You've got Jake Mayer, but it looks like it's going to be somebody off the bench. Have not seen that number yet.
So we will step aside, get the details worked out, and we'll come back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or Post-State apparel? All Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop. As we welcome you back here to Harmon Park, Brecken Kruger will be on the mound for the first time this season, and he'll have to come in with the bases loaded and 2 outs, but he's looking to get that final outs of this bottom of the 6th inning and get the Govs back into the dugout down just 5-0. As, again, this is his first appearance. It's I wouldn't say it's a high-stress appearance because you're down 5-0, and, I mean, it's pretty simple. Just, hey, go out and throw strikes and get us out of this inning. But you also are coming in with the bases loaded, so you have no room for error. You got to throw strikes right away if you want to have yourself a solid outing. So, Reckon Kruger, the bases loaded. His first pitch upcoming. It's a hard line drive. Base hits for Jamie Legg. 1 run will score. Another run will try and come in to score. The throw will be cut off by Gordon. That's a 2 RBI single, and it's now a 7-0 lead for Roosevelt.
Yeah, and for Kruger, the sophomore, again, not a real high leverage situation, but you described it well, John. Just a situation that you were hoping that Kruger could come in, get that third out of the inning, get the Governors out of this jam, and keep that game at a 5-0 deficit. But Legg rips the first pitch, inside fastball from Kruger, and rips that first pitch right past Andy Gordon at third base for a 2 RBI single.
So now it's a 7-run lead here for the Rough Riders. Mitch Willis to the plate. And the first pitch from Kruger to Willis. That one is fouled out of play. And it's 0-1.
Well, the good news of the night for you is the Cardinals won.
Yeah, they got a win over the Pittsburgh Pirates, 7-3. We'll take that. Take that every time.
Twins are leading the Royals 4-1 in the top of the 5th. That's trending to be good news.
0-1 pitch is upstairs and is now 1-1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. Roll up to 9 o'clock here on this Friday night. Doubleheader not going the way for the Governors. 1-1 pitch. Inside edge is now 1-2.
Yeah, something just doesn't sound right when you say the Twins are leading the division leading, the AL Central Division leading Kansas City Royals.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Kruger, and a swing and a miss, and there's strike 3. I was about to make a comment on that, but we will save that for the top of the 7th inning. 3-run score on just 1 hit in the inning. No errors, and 2 men left on base. After 6 completes, it is a 7-0 lead for Roosevelt over Pierre. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of heat-a-later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of heat-a-later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-a-later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Agtegra in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust Agtegra in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call Agtegra of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Top of the 7th inning. Governors have their work cut out for them. They've got to score a touchdown and an extra point. Tie this one up. Coach Steele, where are you at?
He's probably listening.
You got to get the offense going here in terms of the football offense. We got to get the baseball offense.
Is there the equivalent of the hook and ladder play in baseball?
The first pitch is taken upstairs to Andy Gordon for ball 1. The old hook and ladder, that reminds me of the conversation I had with Steele about having the hook and ladder thrown to an offensive lineman. Doesn't matter who it is, but just so I can quote Varsity Blues and yell out Billy Bob when they run the hook and ladder and the offensive lineman scores. He didn't say no that wasn't going to happen. He just said it's not going to happen that night that I was talking to him. As a 2-0 pitch misses and it's now 3-0. I think that was right around around Halloween when I was talking to him about that.
New pitcher on the mound for Roosevelt is Cam Jones for the Rough Riders.
3-0 pitch. That one is over. It is now 3-1.
Ben Ersfeld's night is done. 6 complete innings, 81 pitches on the night, only 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts tonight for Ersfeld.
The 3-1 pitch is cut on a miss, and it's now 3-2. So he didn't go, Ersfeld, those 6 shutout innings. He didn't get the complete game shutout. 3-2 pitch. There's a hard shot, and there's the second hit of the ball game for the Governors. But the start that they needed in the top of the 7th inning, as leadoff man is aboard for now Jaden Wiebe. Wiebe be followed by Dean and then Jake Mayer, and would be the pitcher Brecken Kruger that would come to the plate if they're able to extend the inning that long. So Gordon gets his first hit of the doubleheader. First pitch is missed low for ball 1.
Jones with a delivery that comes right over the top, and tall, angular young man, probably checks in at about we're going to say about 6'2", 6'3", and so when he comes over the top, that ball's got a lot of elevation change on it.
1-0 pitch. That one misses low, and it's now 2-0. Govs just with 2 hits so far. That one from Gordon, one of those 2 hits. The other one came in the top of the 3rd inning. They've stranded just 2 base runners. That's just the 3rd runner that they've allowed, that Roosevelt has allowed to reach base. 2-0 pitch. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Zeman throws a second for 1. Back to first. A 6-4-3 double play. And the Governors are now down to their final out just like that here in the doubleheader. We might see the Govs be swept for the first time this year. They've had 3-4 sweeps so far on the year for the Governors. They've split with Mitchell. They split with Harrisburg. They've not been swept at all, but now they've got to really rally here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. But Bennett Dean will take ball 1.
Yeah, this would be one for the ages if they could come down from a 7-0 deficit with 2 outs and nobody on in the in the top of the 7th.
Here's the first 1-0 pitch to Dean. That one is over for strike. One is now 1-1.
Yeah, hook and ladder, Hail Mary, Motor City Miracle.
1-1 pitch upstairs is now 2-1.
Music City Miracle, that's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah, Music City Miracle, yeah. I mean, we'd have to name it something. If it happens, we've got to figure out something to name
Minneapolis Miracle.
Well, yeah. I think that's.
I mean, I'm coming up with everything I can to try to eke this one out, and it's not going to happen tonight for the Governors.
That 2-1 pitch is ground to third baseman Willis to throw to first, and that ends the inning and the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base in that 7th inning. And the Govs are shut out and swept here in a doubleheader, 7-0 to Roosevelt. Back in 2 minutes to wrap up the day. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Verdig Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdig Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdig Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdig Electric, 224-8684.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
It is a final here in game number 2, a 7-0 shutout win for Roosevelt as they sweep the Governors 5-2 and 7-0. As the Govs gave up just 11 hits in the 2 games. They had just 7 hits in those 2 games. But, Greg, you mentioned right before we got back on here, the walks are the issue for the Govs here tonight. And for Pierre, they've got to shore that up tomorrow against Yankton and O'Gorman because they need to finish this weekend at 2-2.
Yeah, and 9 walks plus a hit batter tonight in game number 2 for the Governors, and that's probably the difference tonight. Like you said, didn't really give up a lot of hits, just 11 on the night over the 2 games, but 12 runs, 11. Roosevelt able to score 12 runs on just 11 hits tonight, and the Governors worked out of some jams. I mean, I think, what did you say? Roosevelt left 6 on in the first game, and I don't know what they left on in that second game.
Left 9 on the first and 10 in the second.
9 in the first, yeah. So the Governors kind of were just playing with fire all night long, and just even being able to stay in contention. The first game tied going into the bottom of the 6th when the Govs gave up 3, and then this game was 4-0 going into the bottom of the 6th when Roosevelt was able to score 3 more. And so the Governors had their opportunities, but too many walks and not enough offense tonight.
Yeah, and they get Yankton O'Gorman tomorrow, 3 o'clock for first pitch, 5 o'clock, or it'll be after that first game's over when Pierre will face O'Gorman. But again, 2 must-win games now. That I think they're must-win to going into this weekend anyway, but they become an even more must-win against this Yankton team and O'Gorman team tomorrow afternoon back here in Harmon Park for those 2 games. So Pierre's got to be ready. They've got that, like you said, maybe a little bit of wake-up call here to kind of get this team fired up going into tomorrow, going into the final home stretch, because these are the final 2 games on the road, and you got to find a way to get wins on the road. And for Pierre, if you don't get these wins tomorrow, all of a sudden the road gets a little bit tougher, gets way tougher to try and host a region round at any point or be one of the top 4 teams by the end of the regular season.
Yeah, and I just did the quick math, without anything else adjusted depending upon how the other teams fared tonight. The Governors did drop down to 4th. They stay above Brookings, but just barely. So they did put themselves in a position where a couple of wins tomorrow maybe can solidify their position and stay in that top 4. That's really what you're looking for, is to be in that position where you can host that regional tournament come the 22nd of May.
So the Govs, they lose in both games, 5-2 and 7-0 to Roosevelt. They drop to 10-4 now on the season, and the Govs will be facing Yankton and O'Gorman tomorrow afternoon. The first game at 3 o'clock against Yankton will be on the air around 2:40 for that one, as the Govs will look to even their record here this weekend, finish out the week at 2-2 against Yankton and O'Gorman. Thanks to Deidre Scott back at the station, to Greg Dean from my right. I'm John Winkler. Final scores once again. The Govs fall in a doubleheader sweep to Roosevelt. They lose 5-2 in Game 1 and shut out 7-0 in Game 2, as we say so long from Harmon Park.
You have been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, All Around Graphics, Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, Agtegra, AirTech, Pierre Sports Center, Comtech, and Rising Hope Counseling. Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR is also brought to you by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Ferding Electric, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, Lamb Motor, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. Join us again for more Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.